And
we're back.
Ladies and red
Gentlemen.
are here.
I thought you were going to say ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, we're not good at finishing each other's
Sentences.
but...
Although sometimes we are.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, we what?
What?
I didn't know where we were going with that. Okay, so this is part 2 of the violent, gruesome story of Richard Chase, aka the Sacramento Vampire.
I want to suck your blood.
Fun fact, I used to have fangs. You can see they're filed down.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah, I did. They
You're a
and they actually
vampire.
grew from the top of my gums.
Shut
They had to be
up.
pulled down, and then they were too long when they pulled them down.
So you really
So they
had fangs.
filed them off, and I'm kind of sad. I wish I had fangs. I think that like when people have pointy teeth
I
right there, it's
kinda do.
pretty. Yeah. Ugh. See, parents ruin everything.
Ugh.
Okay, or
Just
dentists.
leave the fangs
Leave
alone.
the fangs.
We need it. You never know when I'll need to like suck her blood.
Exactly. You know, to keep your heart from shrinking to the point of disappearing.
Yeah, I can't have my blood like turning into powder.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
got to
I already
drink
have my
blood.
cranial bones shifting in my skull. We should probably give the disclaimer. We're going to get to the disclaimer and then, okay. So,
Okay.
videos, podcasts are for entertainment purposes. All information discussed was found on the internet. Keep in mind, we will talk all things sinister that may not be suitable for all audiences.
They aren't.
They are not. Viewer discretion is advised. And listener
listener.
discretion is advised. So, recap. We've got Richard Chase. He is a fucked up Gemini. He was born in the 50s. He was abused physically, emotionally, mentally, verbally from day one.
Yep.
By the age of 5, he had already showed all 3 of the signs of the McDonald triad. Arson, cruelty to animals, and bedwetting.
By the age of 5.
By the age of 5. So from there, he develops a major erectile dysfunction, notices this in high school, becomes obsessed with the idea of drinking blood to keep his heart from permanently shrinking, and also thinking that that will put some flow into the lower regions of his body.
AKA Little Dicky.
Lil Dicky. So at this point in our last story we ended, he's already committed several murders. He is
Gruesome,
he
brutal
is
murders.
annihilating, mutilating,
Dismembering.
Yep.
See, I finished her sentences.
Yep. Dismembering, reassembling. I mean, he is just doing all of it. It's absolutely terrible.
And where we ended, the baby is missing of the last set of murders.
Yep.
So, baby is missing, and
So here we go. Let
It's
me
wild.
find my place. Bum, 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 bum. Waiting music. Okay, so drinking word is blood.
Yeah,
if you
drinking
can
word.
stomach having anything during the story, guys, it's bad.
It is
so
bad.
again, the trigger warning all over again. It's violent. So
Yep,
and we're
so-
going there.
if you hear the word blood, and if you are drinking along,
Oh, yeah, what are we
take a
drinking
sip
now?
of your drink. So I made margaritas, but with coconut.
Terrible. Kidding.
Awful.
It's actually
So
delicious. Okay. Baby David is missing. At this point, you know, as we said, they found a bullet hole in the crib. So it was later discovered that after killing Evelyn, the 38-year-old babysitter, he drank her blood, mutilated the baby's body in the bathroom. So that's why there was blood all over the bathroom. He opened... guys, this is bad. It's bad, and it's about a baby. He opened the baby's head, spilled the brains into the tub, and fled with the body. So...
Oh my god.
Yep. Later, the baby was discovered in a box. The head was decapitated, and it was placed underneath the body. And he had consumed most of the organs of the baby. So
is this his first act of cannibalism other than drinking blood? Like on a human?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, drinking the blood. I don't know if he like maybe did little things along the way,
Like a little
but
nibble
this was like the first like
here and there?
major little Little snack.
Yeah, little snack. No, he
So-
full on cannibalized. What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Guys, you know us. We gotta keep things light.
keep
This
it
is
light.
not funny at all, but you know,
uncomfortable.
Just to make it easier for you to listen to.
Yep, keeping it light.
Ish.
Keeping it light. Okay, so continuing with keeping it light.
Light as in weight of a baby light.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Keeping it light as in like 20 pounds.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's fucked up. Okay. Moving on. We are canceled. Okay, police and FBI at this point, as we said in the last, they're like,
We've got
we've got a serial killer, but they are actually quickly on the trail. So they located the car that he had stole from, what was his name? Danny, I believe, the last guy. With the keys still in it. It also happened to be about 100 yards away from Richard's apartment.
Of course it was.
We're
I'm
keeping
surprised it
everything
wasn't
close.
just like in the parking lot.
Yeah. He is like not going
Smart.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, no, he's
He
not
doesn't
smart.
care.
No.
Like, well, okay.
And this, I feel like we could take this back to our Gemini traits of being sociopathic, not understanding like, and sociopathic meaning not understanding like the emotions or the empathy of other people.
Right.
He's clearly he's sociopathic to a point, like he doesn't understand that
What he's
doing wrong.
Yeah, what he's doing wrong is like criminal.
Yeah, and that, hey, I mean, if you're a criminal, you probably don't want to dump a body 100 yards away from where you live.
Or keep the vehicle that you just stole right by your apartment.
Right. So, craziness.
Messy.
Here's what the FBI had gathered at this point, and they're pretty spot on. They're looking for an unorganized killer with severe psychosis who gave very little thought to consequence, which is what we just said. Like, he wasn't thinking, oh, I shouldn't leave this car right next to my apartment. Right. They suspected he lived close by, without a car, white male in his 20s, thin and malnourished, that he would have evidence of crimes in his home or car if he did happen to own one, which he didn't. Most likely unemployed or worked menial jobs, which his mom, at this point as we know, is like funding him because there was that whole conservatorship and everything.
Right.
History of mental illness and drug use. Probably lived alone. Maybe on disability for mental illness. Maybe paranoid. So I'm like, wow. I mean, other than saying he had brown hair, they were spot on.
Yeah, with like all of his fucked up characteristics.
It's crazy.
Especially like the fucking paranoid.
Yep. It's nuts.
That LSD fried his fucking brain.
We were saying earlier, you know, or in the last episode, that there were all these calls, like people were desperately trying to help. It was just difficult. So sketches were made, but none of them were consistent. One of them even described, I mentioned this last time, a young woman. So like those aren't helping.
Right.
One woman does recall a strange encounter occurring on the day that Robert Edwards chased that guy away. So this was the one that they were coming home and heard someone burglarizing the house and managed to get him out of there.
Right. He ran off.
So same day, a man approaches this lady. I guess I didn't put her name down. I didn't. A man approaches her. She's at a shopping center. He seems confused, kind of out of it. And he asks, were you on the motorcycle when Kurt was killed? This takes her by shock because Kurt was a boy she dated 10 years ago who did die in a motorcycle accident. So she's like,
what the fuck?
What the hell is happening?
Oh,
so
my God. She
was startled. So she asks, you know, who are you? How do you know this? He says his name, Richard, and they went to school together. So she did not even recognize him.
Oh my God.
Keep in mind, guys, he's like 25, okay? This wasn't that long ago. She does not recognize him. She was startled by the drastic change of appearance. She described him back in those days as studious, very clean cut, and now he's agitated, he's grim, makes her nervous. So
does she make the connection of who he is?
He says his name.
He says.
Yeah,
okay.
she says, who are you? And he said,
and
Richard
like,
Chase.
Yeah, and she's like, what the fuck? Okay.
Richard Chase. Oh, you've been on that blood diet, clearly.
Even on that Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly diet.
Oh my God, yes. See, it's just proof that it doesn't work, guys. Don't consume babies.
It makes you fucking crazy.
Yes. So he follows her into the parking lot. She does manage to get away. She was sure, she told the police, I am sure this is the guy you are looking for, because also he had an orange ski mask with him that day, and one of the sketches had an orange ski mask. So they were like,
oh my God. They're like, that's him.
Connecting the dots, what would be the odds, except a lot of ski masks are orange because of hunting. But they did it. They connected it. Thank God it was right. So police are now aware Richard has purchased ammunition that matches that of the guns.
Abel.
He's getting scared.
Quit,
I get
buddy.
it. I get it. It's a scary story.
Quit.
Richard bought ammunition. They have proof that he purchased ammunition that matches the guns. So they were like...
Oh, it wasn't from the neighbor? He actually got it? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't manage to get any on the streets.
God.
He was like, shit, I guess I'll go and purchase some since I am running out of options here, guys. So, Dawn Larson. We remember Dawn. She's the neighbor who offered him a cigarette.
Right.
And was freaked out.
Yeah.
Dawn Larson starts to connect the dots watching the news. Like, no shit.
She was like, oh
She's
my
like,
God.
Pretty sure
It's my neighbor.
that's the SIG guy. So she remembers seeing a map of Sacramento on his wall in his apartment that was marked with black ink. So I don't know if it's like circled areas, just marked with ink, like he'd been writing on it.
This is where I'm going to go next.
Yes.
This is who I already killed. Here's
But-
in 2 months where I'm going.
She is too afraid to report it.
Of course she is. She's fucking terrified.
And I have to say, I completely get it.
Yeah, because if she reported it and if it wasn't like anonymous.
Right. Or
He
if
would
it,
come
or,
after
I mean, it
her.
doesn't even have to be anonymous. Like, it pops
It's
up
just
that's where he
scary.
lives. And like, if let's
He's
say
gonna
he
put two
gets
and two
off,
together.
he's
Yeah.
going to be like,
It was done.
and they've already had a run-in together. I mean, I get it. I wish she would, but like, I get it. So after all this evidence is piling up against Richard Chase specifically, detectives run a background check after receiving a tip and discovered history of mental illness, concealed weapons, lost my spot. Okay, concealed weapons charge, series of minor drug busts, the arrest in Nevada, or the almost arrest with the cow liver,
Right.
and his address. So,
wow.
from there, they are learning mom is paying all of his bills, and
Everything's in mom's name.
yes, which matched the FBI's description, because they're like,
Yep.
okay, mom's
Mentally
paying
disabled
bills.
or disabled,
So-
not on their own.
They contact mom. Mom fears he is just simply a victim of LSD abuse. Like, no shit.
Of course.
And also that Richard never allowed her in his apartment. So they're like, oh, okay.
That's a red flag.
So they decide to pay Richard a visit. They're like, knock, knock, knock.
Open
up,
the fucking
motherfucker.
door.
So
We're looking for the blood.
Richard welcomes them in. He has baked cookies in preparation. No, I'm kidding. He says, absolutely not. You are not allowed in my apartment.
You are not eating the cookies.
Yeah, no cookies.
You are
for
not
you.
Santa
These
Claus.
are my blood cookies. So, the police literally do a do, we're pretending to leave number. And this just comes into like how stupid this guy really is. So they pretend to leave and they go sit out in their cars. They wait. He leaves with a box and he is covered in blood.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Shut up.
His box in hand. He is apprehended, but there is major struggle. He is also carrying a gun that is covered
In blood.
In blood. So it's like, dude, you are the worst. So they found Dan Meredith's wallet in his back pocket, and Dan was the guy that they stole the baby from.
Yep.
That house. So they find his wallet in his back pocket, a pair of latex gloves, and in the box were blood-stained rags. Like, he's just walking out into daylight with this stuff.
With blood all over him. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I imagine in some fucked up movie that we would probably produce that the cops are like, okay, see you later.
Right.
Guys, he's never gonna know. like, okay, see you back at the station.
Yeah,
and
we'll meet you for a beer at the bar. Oh, okay, that bar? Yeah, we'll be there in 5.
Yeah. and then Richard's
he's like looking out the window like, coast clear, they're gone.
Get my blood box. Get my gloves. Like, so stupid. Such a fucking idiot. Okay. So, doop-a-doop-doop. At the station, he only admits to killing dogs. He's like, yeah, this blood, it's from a chihuahua. We're fine. Okay, so at the apartment.
The chihuahua tried to bite me.
Nothing against chihuahuas, but if there was a dog that had to die, let's be honest here.
It might be a chihuahua.
That's sick. Okay, at the apartment, they go back to the apartment.
Of course they do. Because
they
arrested him.
Disgusting smell, obviously.
Oh, can't even imagine.
Everything is covered in blood. Everything.
It's not paint. It's not oil. No. It's blood.
This includes food that has been left out.
Oh my God.
Drinking glasses. They discovered body parts in the kitchen. So, like, different things were cut up, placed in random areas. And 3 pet collars.
Aww.
I hated that part. This is the
so
part
sad.
where I am writing my story and I'm like, I'm so sick of talking about the bad stuff because it is all bad. It's all bad. There was nothing good about this. Okay, so they also found newspaper ads that were selling cats and dogs and he had circled them.
Oh my God.
It is awful. And then calendars with dates marked today. And these were the same days that the murders had happened.
Of course.
So it was planned out.
It.
And there were 44 more future dates on the calendar.
Oh my God. So he could have killed like 50
he was
people.
He was going to keep going. He was going to keep going. So there's more than enough evidence. Considered Richard is covered in blood, as we have said. However, they did need a blood sample of his. And they had to restrain him because he was so scared of losing
Don't take my blood.
Blood.
Don't take my blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They had to violently restrain him because he was like, yeah, I can't lose any of this.
Yeah,
have you
I
heard
will
of the
die.
powder theory?
Yeah. Do you know that if you take any of my blood, my heart is going to explode?
It's gonna shrink.
Like, yeah, it's gonna shrink. It's gonna like crumble into dust.
Yeah. So he was
God.
freaking out. They have still not officially located the baby at this point. So, like, I know I told you guys like what happened, but
like they found
we
the
still
body.
haven't found the body yet.
Yeah.
So they went to Richard's mom. So she was completely uncooperative. She still thinks that her son is not guilty despite all of this evidence. They were like, no, we have pegged him. Like, he did this. This isn't a matter of if. We are trying to find a baby. So help. And she's like, no, he didn't do this. He's an LSD abuse victim. So she's a dumb bitch. And Richard at this point had even began bragging to other inmates about drinking victims' blood. But his explanation was because he had blood poisoning and was tired of hunting animals. So that's why he's like, naturally, I switched to humans. What?
What the fuck?
Yeah. So, and even with that evidence, like, I picture like it's like a movie again where the mom's like, he would never do this, and it's like cutscene to him like shooting the shit, and you're like, yeah, I drink people's blood, and it's like, how can you not believe that? Like,
he is clearly telling what he's doing.
Yep. So, baby David.
Wow. Poor
Baby David was discovered by a church janitor. It had to be identified by its clothing because we mentioned the state that it was in. It was partially mummified after being mutilated, and then left in a box were also Dan's car keys. So he is just connecting every single
it's all connected.
He is connecting every single thing.
He might as well have written a note and said, here's what I did, and these are the people that I killed, and there you go.
It was me.
It's on a box.
Hi. So Richards, he tried to plea insanity. Clearly, it was
all premeditated
denied because it's like, dude, you have it circled on your calendar.
Yeah,
like,
you have all the details.
You have a map that's circled
and everything planned in the future.
So all pleas for insanity were denied, and he was sentenced to death by gas chamber. Part of his strategy too for pleading insanity was he tried to say, well, I have this fascination with Dracula, like the real Dracula. And so he tried to like spin it that way, and they're like, no, fuck you. So
not gonna work. Not today.
Yep. The trial was moved due to change of venues. At this point, dozens of psychiatrists have examined him.
Oh, I bet they were like lining out the door.
They were like, before you gas this guy,
we've got to have our chance. We've got to interview him.
Yep. Because again, we're in the 70s, late 70s, I believe, at this point.
Probably, late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah. He died in 1980.
Oh, okay. So late 70s.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways.
Good.
So, trial keeps getting moved. Psychiatrists are like, let us in. Okay, so he told one of them that he was actually disturbed by his killings. And he feared, and this is why he was disturbed by his own killings, is because he feared they might come from the dead and get him.
Shut the fuck up.
He's like, listen, they're coming for me. And I hope the psychiatrist is like, yes.
Yeah, they are. They're going to haunt you forever.
I would break professional code to fuck with this guy.
Oh, fuck
and be like, in fact, they told me they're coming tonight when you're sleeping. Like, listen.
Yeah, did you hear that whisper the other night in your cell? That was them. It was a warning.
How they like to talk to you most is by shifting the bones even more in your body.
In your cranium.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, dude, I mean,
did you feel that flutter in your heart? Yeah, your heart is shrinking.
It's shrinking. I can literally see it. I can literally see it shrinking.
You don't have any blood to drink.
I hope they did.
I hope they fucking did.
I would risk my license for that.
Fuck yeah. Well, and if you're a psychiatrist, it's your word against this crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, right? That's true.
No, I never fucking said that. I am a professional. I'm a professional. I was asking him about his childhood, okay? How dare you?
I simply asked him if he preferred cats or dogs. Okay?
That was it.
Sick. So, it was reviewed that blood was actually therapeutic for him. So there was something about all of this that like actually brought him a sense of peace. Duh. That's why he kept doing it.
Because his dick got hard.
Yes. Therapeutic. So he, one said he suffered from antisocial personality disorder, not schizophrenia, which schizophrenia I do believe is a fully outdated term at this point.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone...
It's a fine line.
I don't think anyone says schizophrenia anymore. But antisocial personality disorder, which is APD for short. Oh, anyway, duh. So, because he... specifically diagnosed with this because he was aware that what he had done and that it was wrong.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, not insane. No. You have a mental illness.
And it was
you're
premeditated.
Not
Premeditated.
Yeah.
He planned it. That is not mental illness. He's not reacting.
Yeah.
Like he's planning.
Yeah, like fully planning, like putting it on the calendar.
Like
I would put like a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, like that was his doctor's appointment. Therapeutic.
Oh, yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, true.
Which house is he going to today? Okay, Dr. Dan.
Dr. Dan. So, he is charged with 6 counts of murder. Altogether, there were 250 prosecution exhibits.
Woo!
250, bitch! What is this? The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case? Like, that's
the Heard turds?
The Heard turds? That's a lot of exhibits.
Oh,
that's a shit
God.
ton. That's a shit ton of evidence.
So much evidence.
So
much evidence.
And I'm pretty sure this is all within a span of a year.
Yeah, I was going to say, or a couple of years.
It definitely wasn't more than a year.
Short.
Because I think it was August.
Then
of
December,
1977 into
January.
Yeah. So this was fairly quick.
Holy shit.
There were guys, this is what is amazing. There were nearly 100 witnesses that stretched across the 4 months of trial. Like, people were like, we're coming out. And one of the first was
that little girl.
No, one of the guys. I believe the guy that lost his wife.
Okay.
Came out.
Yeah.
And I think it was either him or the guy that chased him out of his home. I can't remember, but it was one of the men that we talked about was one of the first to step up, but they had over 100 witnesses, or nearly 100.
Unreal.
Yeah, so like good for them. I'm sure this was super hard, but they were like, fuck this guy. So Richard took the stand weighing only 107 pounds at 5'11". Like, we are talking
skin and
ghost.
bones.
Literal zombie. He was
I gotta look him up.
Yeah, look him up.
Because that way everyone can see. I mean, I've seen
because
it.
His pictures of him, like, as a teen, before he starts the weird shit, he's a fairly, like they said, a fairly attractive guy. And then he looks scary. And he is, like, 25 years old. Wow. Or, sorry, he was 30 by the time he died. 30, exactly.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
insane.
Like,
it's so scary.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a 30-year-old.
Wow.
Wow. Holy cow.
Wow.
Color Up Co. CBD. Use it. You'll
how
never
little.
look like this guy.
Like at his waist.
Yeah. So bad. So he is
God.
nearly dead. He claimed to be semi-conscious at the time of the killings, but did know that he had shot the baby and the events relating to that. Like, that was going to save his case. Like, listen, I don't remember any of it. Now, the baby I do. And here's why I remember the baby, because he left parts of the baby in a bucket in hopes to get more blood. So, like, he was draining it as much as he possibly could, stating all of this. In the end, he's like, all of this stems from my erectile dysfunction triggers, and that he was sorry.
Dude, this guy is so, like...
Fucked.
Fucked.
Like, he is a walking demon.
But, you know, it's just so sad because he did not have to get to that point.
No.
If his fucking parents would have done something about him.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I talked about in the first episode is, was there a moment where somebody could have cared for 5 minutes and sat him down and said...
Even the psychiatrist.
Yeah. No, didn't need any intervention, or are these people just beyond hope?
Maybe.
Like, because he was showing these signs by the time he was
5 years old.
So, we just have a lot more to learn about these people, I think. But
so much more to learn.
He was found legally sane. They're like, fuck you and whatever you think you have. And he would be sentenced to die by the gas chamber at San Quentin Penitentiary. He told a psychiatrist that his murder occurred. Oh, his first murder. Sorry, I was like, his murder. His first murder occurred, which would have been the drive-by shooting. So that's the guy, Pop, dead. After his mom said he couldn't return to the home for Christmas. So he went and shot someone.
So what about the cow? Was it really a cow or was it a person?
I think it was really a cow.
Really a cow. Okay.
Yeah. Really a cow.
That's sad though. Fuck the mom.
Yeah, fuck her. Well, but I think she did it out of fear of him.
Well, probably, but she created
but fuck
him.
her. Yeah, I was gonna,
She created him. Like,
for sure.
He came out of her, and she didn't do anything about it. And now all of a sudden, she fucking fears her son. But then she wants to say, "Oh no, he's just a victim of LSD." Shut up.
No, he's a victim of his parents' abuse.
Yeah, he's a victim of neglect and his parents' abuse.
Yeah.
So,
fuck her. And, let's see. He told FBI profilers that he had killed to preserve his own life, and he was developing an appeal based on that. He mentioned soap dish poisoning. Okay, this is something
mom poisoned him?
So, this is something that I took directly from the article. that he had said. So I'm just going to read it as is, and then we can go back and see what all I messed up on this. So he told FBI profilers that he killed to preserve his own life, and he was developing an appeal based on that. He mentioned soap dish poisoning. Wrestler, which I'm guessing is one of the FBI agents, and I didn't document their name. Wrestler asked him what that was, and he explained that, everyone was a soap dish. If you lift the soap and find that underneath it is dry, you're all right. If it's gooey, you have the poisoning, which turns your blood to powder. The powder then depletes your energy and eats away at your body. He also said he was Jewish. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts. Okay, that he was Jewish and being persecuted by Nazis because of the Star of David present on his forehead, and that they would be telepathically commanding him to kill from their UFOs. So he literally thought, at one point, he was arguing with an FBI profiler, give me your radar gun. Give me your radar gun, because I know where to shoot it in the sky, and we can knock them out, or, we can, talk to them. I do it all the time. Give me your radar gun. Guy goes full on nuts.
So, Avery, if you're listening, I know you are going to go hunting for aliens soon.
All you need is a radar gun.
He has a radar gun.
And apparently
he's ready for you.
Aliens are actually Nazis. So, I don't know where the Nazi thing came in. That was, so random.
And the Star of David and
on
him
his
being
forehead.
Jewish. What the
He literally
fuck?
thought it was on his forehead.
What is wrong with this guy?
That's
If
delusion.
I were a psychiatrist, hell yeah, I would be lining up to interview this motherfucker.
I am not this motherfucker. I would be lining up to interview this motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
My Nana's gonna love this part. Okay.
Sorry, Nana.
Sorry, we had to get it out there.
The F word is our favorite word. It is our
Next to
favorite
fitness.
word. Fitness and fuck. Fuck and fitness. Okay.
Anyways, last bullet point here. Inmates were rumored to push Richard to kill himself because they didn't want him around.
Because they were terrified.
They were scared. They were
terrified.
scared of him, so they're like, dude, you should
just off yourself.
It
Listen,
did.
here is my sheet.
Here's my medication.
I don't need my toothbrush.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I will make you a shank. I'll give it to you.
I will choke you myself.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Right here. That's all you gotta do.
They were sick of him. They literally were like, kill yourself.
Please.
So
that is sad. That's so fucked
No.
up.
This is pretty sad. Christmas 1980, one day short of the anniversary of his first murder, which, keep in mind, was due to his mom not inviting him over for Christmas. Guards found Richard on his stomach on the floor. He had been secretly saving up his antipsychotic medications until he could eventually overdose.
That's how he did it.
Yep. He killed himself, and he did leave some, I guess, strange suicide note that talked about the pills. I couldn't find it to read it, but he officially ended his life 1980 at the age of 30.
On Christmas.
On Christmas.
Okay, so he's obsessed with blood.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't do something to bleed to death. You know what I mean?
No, because he was so scared of his own
losing
blood.
That's
true.
That's true.
He was terrified of his own blood loss. And even with,
wow.
It seemed like in the beginning, he did want help. He was, mad at his parents.
He was worried.
He was worried about himself. He was trying to confide in friends. He was telling these girls, I want this with you. I just can't.
Yeah, he wanted to be normal. I mean, he went to freaking college and everything.
I feel like when that psychiatrist dismissed him.
Yeah.
He went back to, well, then it's got to be blood loss.
I've got to do it. I've got to figure out a way to help myself.
Yeah. But that, he didn't listen to any of the other diagnoses. And as a hypochondriac, you would think he'd be like, okay, I'm going to explore these other paths too. But he just dismissed those, which is kind of, I feel like, maybe it's not so unusual for a hypochondriac, but the denial thing maybe got to him, you know?
Right. Yeah.
You talking to your little friend on the floor?
Yeah, I'm talking to my friend.
So that is the story of Richard Chase, the vampire of Sacramento,
AKA Dick Chase.
AKA Dick Chase.
AKA Little Dicky.
AKA
the blood-sucking vampire.
The actual, probably worst person I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I would say the actual, like, worst person to do the worst things to human beings.
Yeah, I mean, it's gruesome. And towards the end there, like I said, we had already went over like
all the
violent stuff. I didn't
Yeah.
need to keep repeating it, like what
Like
they
he
found at
kept
trial.
doing. Yeah.
But, I mean, okay, so for example, like the kitchen, there's body parts everywhere. It's like that paints enough of a picture, but like if you go on and read, you'll know exactly what he did to these people, body parts, and like why he liked to cut up each certain one and like where they were placed in the kitchen for what reason. And it is just fucking terrible. And I think the baby is the worst part.
Oh, for sure.
And listen, I'm all about... I'm just gonna make a horrible joke. Okay, listen. The baby got me.
Yeah.
It got me because I couldn't, like, that's the one he really took his time with. And I think that is so fucking sick.
So sick.
Even, like, I even debated on, like, the spilling the brains into the tub. But it's like, so, but it paints a picture of just how bad it was. It wasn't like he just killed a baby.
No, like it paints a picture of what he did to people and what he did to the baby.
Yep. So.
For what? Like literally for nothing.
For blood.
For blood.
So, when you hear these rumors of celebrities that drink people's blood, and you think, people don't do that. That's not real. Yes, it is. I'm not saying that those celebrities do it. I'm just saying, listen, guys, it is a real thing. People fucking do this.
Cher looks the way that she does.
I don't think Cher looks that great.
But I'm just saying. Or Celine Dion.
Okay, Celine is fabulous. Don't you even
Or-
come from my girl Celine, or your heart will not go on.
She just threatened me.
I did. I will drink your blood to save my heart from shrinking. You heard it here.
She doesn't have any fangs. She can't do it.
So, you guys should follow Eyes on the Right on Instagram.
She just went there. Oh my god.
And thank you to our patrons for supporting the podcast and not canceling us.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Guys.
And also, like, as we talked about in episode 1, we are trying to go to Podcast Movement. It's a podcast convention. Yep. It'll seriously help us so much. So, the way to support us and to send us to that convention is to buy our merch. And obviously, to donate through the Patreon. So, we would 100% love you so much if you could help us. Help send us to the Podcast Movement.
Yep, and if you don't, then we don't love you. So
right, we want to be on an episode with Joe Rogan, and that is going to get us there. So,
we are officially embracing the hashtag Daddy Rogan. You will see that consistently on all of our posts. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Another exciting news, Ty the Fish. I don't know if anybody listens to Ty the Fish, but he's hilarious. He is a comedian, regardless of your views. He's just funny. So, we love him, and he liked our reel the other day, so we're like basically best friends.
Yeah, we love him. He's so funny. We're trying to move up in the world, guys, but
we need your support.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is so important wherever you listen to officially download the podcast. Like, numbers help more than anything else in the world. The likes, the comments. We need it. We are, for example, little rant here since we are on a shorter episode today. We are 200 downloads short per month. So per month of being able to get sponsored. Mm-hmm. 200 episodes in a single month away. So
200 downloads.
Yeah. It is, we are so close. And
so far
I
away.
get it. Like, you go and you just listen to an episode here and there, so you don't fully subscribe or whatever, but just do it. And that goes with any of the people that you like to watch. YouTube, Instagram. Hit the follow, hit the like,
hit the download, the subscribe. So much. Yeah, it helps so much.
So that's my rant.
Yeah, so share the podcast to your friends and your family members. Even if they don't listen to podcasts, like my mom listens here and there, but like just download it. Download it on their phone. Download it on grandma's phone. Even though grandma will never listen. Yeah, just download because we need those numbers.
We do. 200 away per month. Oh, we are so close. But we're going to get there. We can get there organically and also through begging. Right. So we're going to get there.
Maybe a little striptease here and there.
Here we go. YouTube, you're getting to show. Also, coming up, sorry, this will be the last of the news. We are actually about to record our live footage of an actual ghost.
Right.
Fucked up. So it is the scariest,
have your rosaries, have your holy water, whatever you use, your sage, because you will need it.
It is scary, guys. And this is a video that essentially, we're going to tell the whole story, but comes from a friend of a friend. This is not just something we found on the internet. We have verified authenticity. We have verified the story. So you are getting an exclusive look at a real fucking ghost, and it's terrifying. It is terrifying. Tune in to that. It'll be on YouTube. So
yeah, and thanks to our sponsor, Color Up CBD. You can go to colorupco.com and use code Sinister20 to get 20% off of your skincare and CBD needs. So
yeah, and it's summer, so take care of your skin.
Use that SPF
so that you don't have to drink blood.
Yeah, you want to use SPF so you don't have to drink blood.
Yeah. Babies, CBD. Babies, CBD. CBD. So, okay, guys. We'll see you later.
Stay sinister.
Bye.